Hello, I'm Mike Richardson, and I'm looking forward to being with you at your event in Scottsdale in a few weeks for your leadership retreat. And Jim has asked me to come and talk about my favorite subject, VUCA. VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. We live in an increasingly VUCA world that is coming at us thicker and faster than ever before. We live in a world of accelerated VUCA, of time-compressed VUCA, of accelerated obsolescence. By the way, there's two flavors of VUCA. There's external VUCA, the economic, the political, the competitive stuff. And especially in a high-growth company such as yours, there can also be internal VUCA. That's where communication and coordination and collaboration between departments is breaking down. Maybe even worse than that, is beginning to silo. That's where complexity increases, and if we're not careful, complexity outgrows our infrastructure to cope, and things start to break down into chaos, into disorganized chaos in particular. So we're going to explore VUCA together, and we're going to explore the antidote to VUCA, which is agility. How do we be more agile as a leader? How do we be more agile as a team? How do we be more agile as an organization, as a business with our innovation, and put all that together? How do we be more agile as an enterprise? That's what we're going to be looking at together, is to develop your agility to survive, to thrive, to prevail in an increasingly VUCA world. We'll be exploring three core concepts together that will reveal to us some insights into some of the most agile things that we can think of. Number one is the design of a modern jet fighter plane. I come from the aerospace industry, and the design of a jet fighter plane, which is one of the most agile things you can think of, is very revealing to help us understand the and proposition of agility, and we will explore that together. We'll also explore, number two, the training of the fighter pilot. So if we now have an agile vehicle called the plane, and we put a pilot in it, the pilot's agility better not be a constraint on the plane's agility. So we will explore the training of the fighter pilot to have sufficient agility to keep up with the plane. And then thirdly, we will explore the concept of triage. There's some VUCA going on in the Gulf right now with Hurricane Harvey impacting Texas and Louisiana, and we don't have enough emergency resources to go around. And so we have no choice except to best triage our resources. Triage is a word that gets used in a situation where the demand for resources massively exceeds supply, in a real-time unfolding high-stakes journey of a situation like a wildfire, like an aircraft accident, like an oil spill in the Gulf, or like a hurricane impacting statewide in Texas and Louisiana. So we'll be exploring the design of a fighter plane, the training of a fighter pilot, and the total equation of how you have to triage your business. And in fact, we'll reveal to you the totality of an agility operating system. And when you're fully triaging your agility operating system at all of those levels simultaneously, a team, a leader, a team, an organization, a business and enterprise, then you can prevail in an increasingly VUCA world. This is what we'll be exploring together. I learned this stuff the hard way because I started my career working on oil and gas drilling rigs offshore for Shell International in the North Sea in Europe. Week on, week off, helicopter out, helicopter back. When you're on 24/7, and became very intimately familiar with the concept of triage. And when you triage well, everything ends well. When you don't triage so well, it often doesn't. And so I learned it the hard way, and then I got into the aerospace industry and climbed the ladder and ended up running the aerospace division of a British public company. You can tell from my accent that I'm English, American now, been here 18 years. Ran the aerospace division of a British public company, initially from the UK and then from the USA, with electronics and software, airborne, ground-based, total solution set for blue chip airlines, militaries and governments all over the world. And that's where I really started to discover these insights, these aerospace insights into an agility operating system that we'll be exploring together. You just have a little bit of homework to do laid out below. First and foremost, please go and participate in the VUCA report. Follow the instructions that are laid out there to use a consistent company name, PAC, so that we can give you a little subset of your data set, and we'll also put that in the context of the larger data set that we've collected so far. So that's number one, please go and participate in the VUCA report. Number two, there's another video for you to watch. It's about 20 minutes long. It will give you a bigger introduction to some of the things that we're going to be talking about together. And then last but not least, number three, please consider some of the questions to ponder that I've laid out below. There's nothing more to do than just be pondering those questions, and then please show up with an open mind, and I look forward to spending the day with you in Scottsdale in a few weeks' time. I look forward to meeting you then. Mike Richardson.